This thing could be over in one hand. But look at the confidence of Ming the Sting, pumping his fist. He took out Gavin Smith with a king high. Can he do it right now to action Dan Harrington? Playing for incredibly obscene money here at Bellagio.
Remember, he just outdrew Gavin Smith with the king. Can he catch another one?
Here we go with our flop.
And flop comes 6-5 deuce. That means Ming Lee is going to have to catch a king to win the pot. A 3 and a 4 would give him a split because they would both have a 6 high straight then.
But Ming, with overwhelming confidence, keeps pumped up. He thinks if you believe it, it'll happen. Is he correct? Here's the turn.
Well, a 6 comes off on the turn.
Not looking that good this time for Ming.
Well, that's because Dan Harrington is about a 93% favorite to win this pot right now.
Pump up getting a little weaker there for Ming the Sting. But he still has a little hope.
If he catches the king on the river, he'll be the king of the tournament.
And he did not.
A 4 comes off. And with that pot, Dan Harrington takes a substantial chip lead in this heads-up battle.
Well, Ming the Sting, the eternal optimist. I think he truly believed he was going to get lucky right there and take Dan Harrington out, but not to be. We move on.
Look how quickly things turn around. Ming had nearly a $2 million chip lead going in that last pot. Now Dan Harrington has over a 4-1 chip lead on his opponent.
All right, back to the table on Dan. He's got another good starting hand, ace-9 offsuit.
Let's see how he's going to play it. He's going to raise it, makes it 600,000 to go again.
Like he did last time. Back on Ming. He's got a 9-10.
And he's got 200,000 in the pot, about 1.6 million in total. What is he thinking about here then?
Oh, he's going all in with just the 9-10.
This is unbelievable. Dan Harrington has called him quickly and again has him dominated.
Well, Ming is tilting like a 3-legged bar stool.
Well, it sure looks that way, Vince. To go all in right there with a 10 high is going to be questionable. But it is not over.
He is stunned. He is shaking hands. No, it's not over.
He could get lucky and win this pot, but he's going to have to do it. Otherwise, Dan Harrington is going to be our champion. Ming Lee must win this pot to stay alive and keep his dreams of winning a WPT title alive tonight. And a 10 right in the door.
Spikes the 10.
He has made the 2 10s to take the lead. Wow.
I need a shot to come back.
Oh, that is rubber room time for action, Dan.
Well, Ming says this is the start of my comeback. It could be, unless Dan Harrington gets some help. He's got to catch an ace or 2 runners to make a straight to do it. Right now, he needs help. Well, there's a 7. And what that means is if an 8 comes off, they'll both have a 10 high straight and they would split the pot. Otherwise, Dan Harrington must catch an ace to win it.
Gets the highest card in the deck right now. He'll be the World Poker Tour champ.
Well, right now, Ming Lee, he's got 2 10s. He's looking to dodge a bullet. And he did it.
He does.
A 7 comes off, and Ming Lee is doubled up.
I need a shot chip.
Well, look at him. Pumping his arms. He knows he's right back in it.
How much?
Ming the Sting believing in the destiny.
Well, Vince, he made the wrong play at the right time. That's what turns out there. When he went all in with the 10 high, it paid off for him as he doubles up.
Just tremendous Ming and a nice comeback there.
Well, he certainly got lucky to stay alive, and it's anybody's game right now. High stakes cash game expert Ming Lee versus tournament expert Dan Harrington. Who's going to take the title?
Ming's got a pretty good hand, Queen 10, but he just elects to call. Going to slow play his hand.
Limps in on the button, as we say, and Dan says, give us a flop. Dan with the 9-3, Ming with the Queen 10. Here comes the flop. Let's come ace-6-4 with 3 hearts. Both players have a flush draw.
Action on Dan first. He has checked it. And Ming is going to bet.
260. 260.
Ming bets 260,000.
Now Dan could suspect a little larceny here. He's not ever going to put Ming on an ace here because he's going to assume Ming would have raised before the flop with an ace. And look at this. He has come over the top. I love this bet by Dan Harrington here. You're just not going to put your opponent on an ace when you don't raise before the flop. So Dan is going to test the water here and see what Ming is made of.
Well, he raises $290,000. with just 9 high.
520, so
You
we
think
have.
after getting check raised that Ming will just have to throw the queen 10 away here. As we've seen, Ming is a gambling style player.
Does Ming want to continue this?
Call.
And
Yes,
he is
he
going to make
does.
the call. And amazingly, he has the best hand and the best draw.
550, right?
Even though some of us think he should have folded right there when Dan check raised him. Let's see what happens.
That'll tighten up your girdle if you're Dan Harrington. Turn card coming up.
The jack of hearts comes
Oh
off.
boy.
Both players have made a flush. Ming has Dan drawing dead because he has the higher flush. But look at this. Dan is reaching for chips. Could he possibly drive Ming out of this pot by betting?
And that's $500,000.
Boy, he's going to bet $500,000. He's trying to say maybe I had the king of hearts or the queen of hearts. That's what I was raising it on.
Well, Ming has got to be thinking that right now. He's in a tough spot here with the 10 of hearts.
Call.
Well, Ming is calling this $500,000.
Yes, he is. He is on to him.
Well, let's see if he's going to call a big bet on the river in case Dan makes one. That's going to be the true test.
Dan sickened by that call, and it's a deuce. It's irrelevant, of course. Both players having the flush.
Well, Dan checks his flush this time. Now Ming saying to himself, if this guy really had the king of hearts or queen of hearts, wouldn't he have made a bet right here?
1 min 3.
And now Ming is going to bet $1.3 million at this
How
pot.
does this man know? Now this is a bet. I don't know. I think, you know what? If you're going to get called, you're going to get beat. I don't see this as a value bet.
Well, indeed it is a value bet because he has the best hand. The question is, will Dan Harrington pay it off?
I mean, I don't see how you could pay it off unless you're beat. Unless you do have the queen of heart or the king of heart.
If you're sitting in Dan's seat, you don't think the guy's going to bet if he's got the 8 or 9 of hearts in his hand. So he's either got a big heart or he has no heart.
Gonna give it to you, man.
Well, terrific laydown by Dan Harrington right there.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, Ming shoots his arms up because he has taken command once again in this heads-up battle.
He has gone back and forth. We are watching some awesome poker here at Bellagio. Right now, Ming Lee with about 5.7. Dan Harrington with about 2.7. And the antes and blinds are going up. $30,000 ante with $150,000 to $300,000 blinds.
Means they're putting in over $500,000 every 2 hands of poker. Folks, don't go anywhere. It won't take long now. We have got it out of the mud, and these guys will be moving in.
All right, down to the table on Ming. He's got a jack 3 on the button. It's going to cost him another $150 to call.
Well, he's looking over at Dan Harrington's chips here, but he does not have a very good hand here. A jack 3 offsuit.
All in.
Well, he's going all in, just going to try to win the pot right here. But Dan peeks down at the ace high and quickly calls him. So Ming Lee up against it again. Now, Vince, what a move he made there. Now, hard to criticize the guy that moves first on the pot. He moved all in. He forced Dan to have a hand to call him. Dan had the ace high and did so, but wow, a daring move in by Ming Lee right there after taking the chip lead. Here he is with jack 3 offsuit up against the ace high.
Packed house, very vocal here. Let's see the flop.
Hey!
A 3 right in the door. It's come 9-6-3. Ming Lee has the best hand.
Ming, the sting, stings a 3 on the flop.
Not a Doyle hand.
Dan
Not Doyle hand.
looking cold-faced right now. A little shell-shocked, I'm afraid. He's thinking, what is going on? I just had ace-9 and lost to 10-9.
Good, dude.
Is this guy really going to knock me out with a jack 3 offsuit? I can't believe this.
Looks like the blood has been drained from his head.
Well, it is not over. Dan still got a number of cards he can catch to win it. Well, the king of spade comes off. That's not it. Dan could have backdoored a straight or a flush. Now he must catch an ace or a 5. Otherwise, Ming Lee is going to be our champion.
It is all coming down to this card, the destiny card, the cash card, the river.
Ming pumping the fist.
That's the love of Doyle. That's why I learned from him.
He said, I love Doyle. I'm going to win this for him.
Will his hand hold up? Here it is.
Well, it's a 7.
He did it.
Ming Lee has done it. Well, Dan Harrington, ever the sport, congratulates him. They hug each other.
That's why I love the Doyle.
You can never fault the guy who moves on the pot first. Ming Lee on the button, moved all in with Jack 3. Dan Harrington called him with the ace high. Unfortunately for Dan, he got unlucky to lose the pot.
The Cash Man has won this event. He's a millionaire. $1,060,000 to Ming the Sting Lee. He's the champion.
On the World Poker Tour, it's time to toast our champion with the official beer of the World Poker Tour, Budweiser. Here's to the champion of the Doyle Brunson North American Poker Championship, Ming Lee of Las Vegas, Nevada. Courtney Friel, Vince Van Patten, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters.